Going back to what you said about laying the groundwork, I mean, why didn't you talk about this during the campaign explicitly? I mean, it would seem to be difficult to develop support for something bold and controversial without discussing it, without telling voters this is something you plan to do.
I ran a campaign ad that said, I'm going to ask public employees for 5 and 12%. I don't think I hit it. I didn't say I'm going to announce this bill on this day that's going to do all this.
I think any fair reading is that this was not part of the campaign, the collective bargaining changes. I mean, everybody...
I mean, the unions, AFT Wisconsin ran a flyer a month out from the election that said, don't vote for Scott Walker. He's going to change collective bargaining. He's going to change mediation and arbitration. I mean, they were all saying, quoting to us. Now, again, we didn't come out with it. And I remember even doing the interview with, or not the interview, the debate with Goucher, where Tom Barrett and I were debating. And he'd say, how are you not going to raise taxes? How are you going to protect Badger Care? How are you going to do all these things? And again, I didn't spell it down to the specifics of the bill, but I said, you know, they're going to have to make some fundamental changes. And part of that means asking public employees to pay a little bit more for health care and a little bit more for retirement. For 8 years as the county executive, I saw when I tried to make those changes on my own, even at some points going even simpler than that and asking for, I think one year I asked for four different, one a month, 35-hour work weeks. And the union said no. They said go lay 400 people. Yeah, again, not the ones who are paying attention to what I did as the county executive. I mean, people who look at what I've said for 8 years, Steve, you remember this, you actually dubbed this the doom and gloom tour. And when I did the reality tour back years ago, and I spelled out, if you don't make these changes in legacy costs, you're going to be in this sort of a problem. I spelled it out. There are very few people in southeastern Wisconsin who were surprised with what I did. There may have been people further out, but for anybody who looked at what the arguments I made here and said the choice is between making these modest changes in retirement and pension benefits or laying off people, said I'm always going to opt for the modest change, what I think are modest. But I hear what you're saying, but yeah, I mean, but I do think I repeatedly pointed out, you know, that we're going to have all options on the table.